Hi everyone, this is the final video of my 4-part series responding to Greg Koukl's take on how solid the Christian worldview is. Please check the links in the description for the previous videos in this series. Greg Koukl was interviewed by Jim Daly, the president and CEO of Focus on the Family. The interview was about Greg's new book called The Story of Reality. In this video, I finish my response to Greg's interview while playing Metroid Dread. Links to the original material can be found in the video description, so you can check to make sure that I'm not pulling any shenanigans in my editing or presentation of the source material. Please enjoy the analytical gaming. Maybe Greg can straighten me out. Let's see.
Okay, so we've hit God, man, Jesus, crucifixion, the cross, the need for that.
Right.
Now we're going to the resurrection.
Yeah. Now, what Jesus did on the cross is available to us. All we have to do is take it as a gift, put our trust in Him, and that's what the story calls faith.
Greg, really? That's all we have to do? Receive the sacrifice as a gift and put our trust in Yahweh. That sounds simple, but I bet there are way more things you believe you should do than that. If all you need to do is receive the sacrifice and have trust in the God to save you from himself, then why are you persecuting trans people? Why are you persecuting people with wombs by going against their bodily autonomy rights? Christians often say that this is super simple in concept, but there's way more to it than what Greg is letting on here. You going to tell us more, Greg? Let's do it.
Not a leap of faith, but a step of trust. And I have soft apologetics all through the book to tell why we should believe these things are actually true. But this takes us to the last step, the final step of the story. God, man, Jesus, cross, resurrection, final resurrection. At the end of time, one of two things is going to take place. Everybody's going to be raised from the dead, that's for sure. But one of two things is going to happen, either perfect justice or perfect mercy.
Perfect justice is when you do something that's wrong and you get punished as you deserve. Perfect mercy is when you do something wrong and are forgiven the consequences of it. While an argument can be made for perfect justice being moral, I don't see how perfect mercy could ever be a moral ideal. Actually, let me go back to that perfect justice thing. Many Christians believe that their God will punish people who don't believe in him. Some people believe that he will punish non-believers eternally. This is not perfect justice. This is an outrageous miscarriage of justice. It's like giving the death penalty for jaywalking. The punishment should fit the crime. And the way Yahweh apparently weighs crimes is utterly ridiculous. It's just stupid. Let our water down here so we can change the water level, and there we go. Also, why does God need you to explain all these soft apologetics to us about why we should think things are actually true? Why can't God come down and show me directly that it's all true? I'd believe then and become a follower of Jesus. But no, he remains hidden because of mysterious ways or something like that. Anyway, go ahead, Greg. Let's continue.
Perfect justice is punishment for everything we've ever done wrong.
No atonement.
No atonement. And God misses nothing, by the way. He's making a list and he's checking it twice.
Before we get into this, I do want to say I love that Greg makes a Santa Claus reference when talking about his God. And that's after he has repeatedly referred to God's plan as a story. The irony is so thick here that I could cut it with a knife. All right, we're going to take a break of listening to Greg for a second because I've got the third Emmy that we're about to be dealing with here. So I'm going to get the core so we can get the gun to destroy the Emmy. All right. Time to hunt some Emmy. This one I just got to focus on. Not too hard as long as I focus because he's fast. Oh, no. Stay there. Got him. That's the speed booster Emmy. So we're about to have some fun using the speed booster. My favorite upgrade in this game by far. Anyway, going back to what Greg was saying, I would agree with Greg that perfect justice is being punished for all that you did wrong. I agree with Greg here. The problem is that according to your theology, the punishment in no way tracks with the level of wrong that was committed. Deserving eternal hellfire because I once had a dirty thought seems like a bit of an overreaction on Yahweh's part, don't you think? All right, we're going to get this special 10-count missile upgrade with the speed booster. There we go. But this thing gets even more ridiculous when you consider him allowing Jeffrey Dahmer into eternal bliss just because he became friends with his son. Makes zero sense. But let's continue.
But perfect mercy is forgiveness for everything we've ever done wrong, and God misses nothing. That's the good news. And those who deny God and they deny his gift and they decide, I'm going to stand before God on my own, this is not going to be a pretty picture, and they are going to be banished from God's presence forever in a place of unspeakable terror and pain.
All right. I'm going to do this quick trick with the speed booster. Here we go. I lost my speed boost. There we go. There we go. So what Greg is saying right now is that God will be sending many people to a place of unspeakable terror and pain. Okay, what's with the torture porn? Does God just get off to watching millions of people suffer and scream forever and ever? That's the only reason that I can think of that he would set up such a ridiculous system. Greg is making his God look like a torture porn producer that doesn't care so much about what you did in your life, but cares about whether you believe in his son. Okay, we got a little boss here. Mini boss or whatever. But with a couple shine sparks, we can take care of this guy. Here's one. Boom. And we'll charge up a second one, and boom, baby, got him. The more we go on with this, the more immoral this God sounds. He could just strike everyone dead, destroy their souls painlessly, etc. But no, God wants to see some real hardcore suffering. Ted Bundy couldn't even dream of getting this evil. Stop while you're ahead, Greg. Actually, never mind. You lost your status of being ahead quite a while ago. And I'm on the verge of taking away that 1 point I gave you earlier.
But those who receive the gift, who accept the forgiveness, are made a member of God's family forever. And then they are able to spend the rest of eternity with God in the kind of world that our hearts have always yearned for.
So again, for clarity, according to Greg, it seems that all you need to do to escape the eternal torture porn Yahweh has lovingly planned for you to star in is believe in the sacrifice he made for you. It's not by works, it's by faith. So you can mass murder millions of people, and as long as you become buddy-buddy with Jesus before you die, it all doesn't matter. You are given eternal bliss. While a person who feeds the homeless, cares for their family, and donates to good causes will burn eternally. That's super loving and fair. Where do I sign up to become Greg's type of Christian? This sounds great.
I just want to convey for that person that is struggling right at that point, that hasn't really understood this, that that issue of human pride and flesh, and
that's right.
I would never ask God to do that for me. If God is real, I should take care of that stuff myself, right? That is a form of pride.
Yeah.
And I think the hearing you express it the way you did, which is correct and true and right. Some people are going, well, wait a minute, I don't know why that would be necessary. Why would God have to die for me?
Does Jim honestly think that it's reasonable for people to think it's too much to ask of God to deliver them from God? Yahweh is the one creating the problem that needs to be fixed. He is the one setting mankind up for failure from the beginning. It's chilling how much fundamentalist Christians like this think of their God in the same ways that an abused spouse would think about their abuser. It's always the victim's fault, even if the abuser is the instigator of the torment. Let's see if we can get this. There we go, baby. With the shine spark. Do it with some style, with some swag. Do it with some attitude. When I see Jim and Greg sitting here talking, it makes me sad. I see them as victims, and they truly are a victim of the brainwashing they most likely went through as children. Although Greg claims he wasn't a strong believer in God before the 1970s, I understandably have a lot of reservations about taking him at his word there. Typically, when people change their minds about a major topic like this, it's due to being compelled by strong evidence or by strong feelings. He hasn't brought any good evidence to the table yet. So maybe it was just because his girlfriend dumped him. I'm not trying to make light of that. Again, I respect the pain he must have went through with the separation of him and his girlfriend. That is not something to be taken lightly. But it does sound like that's the only evidence he's brought, is my girlfriend dumped me. Therefore, this Christianity is true. Like, he's not exactly saying that, but that's what it sounds like to me. Okay, we've got another little mini boss here. I'm going to try to shine spark him right from the beginning. And yes. Yeah, baby. Parried and everything. We've got this guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're a goner. Cool. Let's go ahead and continue.
Why would God have to die for me? I mean, pull that together a little tighter.
All right.
Because
Everybody knows.
it feels like guilt.
Yes, of course. Well, everybody knows, I mentioned earlier, that there's something wrong with the world, but there's something else that everybody knows, that the problem with the world is them. That everybody realizes there's something inside that's broken.
No. That's it. I'm sorry, Greg. You lost your 1 point from earlier. Epic fail. No. Greg is absolutely and demonstrably wrong about everyone knowing the problem is them. That's total horse manure. I don't think anything is wrong with me or that the problem is me. If anything, I'm part of the solution because I'm out there on the front lines fighting this crap. Greg is making huge judgments about others based on how he feels about himself. And that's an excellent way to make yourself look incredibly foolish and arrogant. Understanding that everyone is different and their experiences differ greatly is the first step of coming to terms with the reality of mankind. But let's continue.
So we have this need, and God loves us enough to satisfy what's required so that he can forgive us of that guilt. Paul said he was the greatest of sinners, but God forgave him, which means he can forgive anybody else.
But he can't forgive anyone until they first become buddies with his son. He is totally incapable of giving forgiveness to anyone unless they jump through certain hoops. I don't have to have people become buddies with my child in order to forgive them. I simply just forgive them. Apparently that's a bar that's too high for your God to meet. Greg? Also, you said that Greg loves us enough to satisfy what's required to forgive us. But he's the one who created the arbitrary requirements for forgiveness. He could have literally created things so that he could just forgive. But no, apparently he needs to see you grovel to him and his son first before he has that ability. Again, I look more powerful than Yahweh. Well, actually that's pretty cool, actually, when you think about it. I truly admire your courage, husband, in so boldly being truthful and honest. How many people throughout the centuries have had similar thoughts and questions, but been afraid to speak up? probably out of fear of being shunned by other members of their tribe, or even worse, being severely punished. Yeah, that's true. We are living in one of the first real ages where people can talk about, being critical of a theological standpoint without possibly dying for it. That's really nice that I'm not having to worry about fearing death or arrest just because of talking about this now. Okay, we got a little boss fight here real quick. And then we're going to go ahead and continue with the next little bit here. Yeah, come on. Come on, big boy. All right, we got him. All right, let's continue.
And gentlemen, if there's anyone thinking right now, God can't rescue me, I promise you what Jesus did on the cross on your behalf is fully adequate to forgive even the sins that you have if you turn to him and ask him to do so.
Why would I think that God cannot rescue me from himself? Is he really that weak? Is his wrathful and angry side more powerful than his forgiving side? Well, now that I think about it, I guess that tracks with the Bible, but it still makes no sense why anyone would think that a God cannot rescue them from himself. He is the danger. He is the threat. So of course he could save us by just not being a D-bag a-hole jerk. That's it. Simple. Another way of thinking about it is this. He hits me because he loves me. He might push me down the stairs, but he is doing it because he loves me. I must depend on my abuser to save me from my abuser. This is the kind of thinking that an abuse victim goes through. And you are wallowing all in that crap, Greg. Okay. We gotta hide from this Emmy here and... oh, crap. Okay. Oh, that was close. Didn't see me. Alright. Now he heard me. I don't want to die to the Emmy today. Okay. Alright, we got out of there. Now I gotta do this other one little trick here that's a little bit tricky. There we go. We got it. We got it. That's a really weird trick. Sometimes I can do it first try, but sometimes it takes a few tries. Time for us to fight the Emmy now. This is going to be our fourth Emmy. That was pretty easy. We're going to charge up a Speed Booster Shine Spark here. And here we go. We're going to take care of this Emmy now. Oh, crap. Come on now. I'm not doing so swell here. Oh, crap. Way too close. Way too close. Okay. Oh, boy. I got to time this just right. Here we go. Here we go. Got him! Yes. That could have gone very wrong, but we survived that Emmy. We've got one more real Emmy to fight. If we get there through this Greg Koukl video, we'll see. We don't have too much more left. Got the ice missile, baby. All right. Let's go ahead and continue on.
That's the good news, and that will save you, so that at the end you will know that you will be with him forever, just the way he intended, in a wonderful friendship with him.
That's the good news that will save you. So that at the end, you will know that you will be with your abuser forever, just the way he intended. This stuff is so screwed up, I don't even have to add anything. This is all ridiculous on its own, and tremendously sad.
This has been probably one of the best half hours in terms of spiritual truth that we've done at Focus. And we always talk here, and Dr. Dobson even would say this so often, that, we can help a family improve their marriage, improve their parenting.
If this was one of the best half hours of spiritual truth that you've ever done there, your show must suck. Like, it must suck a lot. I thought this session was cringy enough, but apparently I'm not quite yet at the bottom of the barrel. This organization, called Focus on the Family, is not helping people improve their marriages or parenting skills at all. They promote abstinence-only sex education, which has directly led to the highest teen pregnancy rates in religious states such as Texas. And Texas now not only has the highest teen pregnancy rate, it has the highest repeat teen pregnancy rate. You heard me right. The highest repeat teen pregnancy rate is in Texas, where they teach abstinence only. So that's how well that's working. Okay, I got to do a little bit of chaining these shine sparks together to get over here, and then we're going to get an early gravity suit, help us in water and all that. Also, Focus on the Family. They are against LGBTQAI people adopting babies, ignorantly spreading bigotry and hate. They oppose same-sex marriage, ignoring all the science that has been done to understand how LGBT people are people too and deserve respect and the same rights as everyone else has. Focus on the Family has been criticized by mental health professionals and scientists for misrepresenting their research in order to deceive their audience. They quote mine people all the time, and it's just shameful. Focus on the Family is an immoral, disgusting organization that preaches hate, bigotry, and violence in various forms against innocent people. Many people, including myself, are suffering needlessly to this day because of them. They represent evil. Those are my thoughts on Focus on the Family. I'm going to try not to hold back so much, I know I'm holding back and not being super forthright in my feelings about them, but that's just it. They're evil. We're getting ready to wrap this up, so go ahead, Greg. What's your next thing you got to say here?
Salvation and embracing the gift.
That's right.
Meaning Jesus, that he is the Son of God. That's what Greg means by that you say yes, yes, and you confess with your lips and believe in your heart that Jesus is the Son of God.
There's a very good reason that Christians harp on this confessing with your lips and believing in your heart stuff. Many studies have shown that once you publicly and verbally state a belief or position, you are highly unlikely to change your mind on that topic. This is emotional and behavioral manipulation 101. Cults do this all the time. And now I'm going to fight this icy boss. This one throws up at me. We got him. So, for example, I have many family members who publicly and enthusiastically supported Trump. They wanted to fight for Trump as if he was their buddy or lover. It was really quite perverse, like a cult. But once they stated their enthusiastic and unwavering faith in Trump, their pride now won't allow them to just see how scary and dangerous Trump was to our democracy. Even after all the incredibly shocking and conclusive evidence that came out during the recent January 6th hearings, unbelievable, they still refuse to budge. They won't even look at the evidence. They are too scared of feeling compelled to change their mind. They just can't do it. This is a natural thing that us humans do. It's the opposite of critical thinking, which is all about questioning your own positions and beliefs. Critical thinking, you take the microscope and you shine it on yourself, on your own beliefs, and say, what could be wrong with this? They can't do that. They can't because, like I said, it's like a cult when it comes to Trump. It's bizarre that they'll just ignore evidence, basically put their fingers in their ears and go, la, 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 I can't hear you, when it comes to all this evidence that's coming out. And I feel like a majority of my family, for example, are being left behind when it comes to reality. They're like building their own weird, bizarre, fake reality to exist in, so they feel like they can kind of hold on to that little bit of dignity that they feel they still have left, even though to everybody else they just look ridiculous. It's just stupid. Anyway, we're almost to the last boss we're going to be fighting in this session. It's going to be, I think it's Experiment 57 or something like that, but we just call him Experiment. He's a big boss. So while we're getting ready to do that, let's go ahead and listen to what Greg's response is here.
And this is why, by the way, Jesus is the only way of salvation.
Correct.
He's the only one who solved the problem. And so when you see the big picture, the story of reality, you realize how God solves the problem of evil in a singular solution through the person of Jesus, which is why he's the only way.
Yeah.
So, according to Greg, God both created and solved the problem of evil. Why did he need to create the problem of evil in the first place? Again, all of the suffering in the world was preventable. But Yahweh apparently made the deliberate choice to see babies suffer and die from cancer. He apparently decided to watch endless rape, murder, and war. He thought out of all the possible plans that he could come up with that this was the perfect plan. Sorry, I just don't see how a perfect plan could involve needless suffering when you literally have the power to create any kind of world that you want. Now we have a world with experiments, so let's see if we can take this guy out pretty quickly. He's a big monster. Come on, baby. And he has some bad breath here. I mean, his breath reeks. It's like, ooh, don't want to mess with that. All right, we're about to shine spark his butt, too. All right, all right. Here we go, charging it up, storing it, and here we go, baby. Bam! Took him out, took him out. Easy. All right, let's hear Jim and Greg's last word on this. Here we go.
So, listen, if we haven't captured your imagination here, then, we're going to keep praying for you and ask the Lord to keep opening up your eyes. But if you know somebody, or if it's you, that really needs to read this great book, The Story of Reality, which, again, Greg, I love the title. It just kind of lays it out there.
Yeah, it definitely just lays it out there, doesn't it? I find it incredibly ironic that Greg's book is called The Story of Reality, when I seldom find people who are this out of touch with reality. Anyway, that's it for this one, guys. I appreciate you being on this journey with me, looking at Greg Koukl and his take on the story of reality. I'll be covering another video soon. If you guys ever want to suggest a video for me to review or a topic to discuss, please email me at analyticallygaming@gmail.com. Thank you for watching the final video in my 4-part series responding to Greg Koukl's take on how solid the Christian worldview is. I love seeing what others have to say about the opinions I've expressed and welcome you to participate with me in the comments. Please also take a quick moment now to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Doing those simple things really help out a lot. Please visit and subscribe to my Twitch channel in the description if you'd like to join me and participate in these conversations live. Stay tuned for the next video series I cover on the channel. And until then, keep being analytical, avoid those logical fallacies, and become a more analytical gamer. Bye-bye for now.